Welcome to Problem Solving through Programming. In today's class, we'll discuss about algorithm, how to construct the algorithm, pseudocode, flowchart, and then followed by programs. So first, we'll discuss about algorithm. What is algorithm? Algorithm is a set of well-defined instruction to perform a particular problem. So it is a set of well-defined instruction to perform a particular task or problem, or we can even say it is a step-by-step method for solving a problem or step-by-step method for doing a task. So this algorithm is very close to computer language. Okay, so all we need here is to be given a specified input. Okay, so your algorithm takes a set of inputs and then produces a desired output. For example, if I want to write an algorithm to add two numbers, right? So what I'll do is take two numbers as input, add the numbers using plus operator, then display the results. So this is how your algorithm looks like. So it is very close to the computer language. Okay, so all is that we need to give an input data and then it will give us a desired output. So for creating an algorithm, or what are algorithm for? So algorithm, it is for communicating about your problem or solution with others, right? It is a way of communicating about your problem or solution to others, or we can even say it is for a possible way to solve a problem, or it can also be a formulation of method that will be proved, right? So by definition, algorithm means a finite set of unambiguous executable step or instruction which, if followed, would ultimately give the solution to the problems. Okay, so for creating an algorithm, what are all the notations you have to use? So first, it should have a starting point. So notations to create an algorithm: first it should have a starting point, and then it should have a step numbers, or we can say positions in algorithm, and then it should have an incoming information or input, and it should have some control flow, or we can say it should have some order of evaluating the instructions. And then we should have statements, then the output, then the ending point. So these are the notations to be followed for creating an algorithm. Next is what are the properties of algorithm? Properties of algorithm. So it should be finite. First property is it should be finite. That is, the algorithm must eventually terminate. Okay, it should eventually terminate. And the next property is it should be complete. So always give a solution when one exists. When exists. And also the third property is it should be correct and sound. Okay, that is, it should always give a algorithm should always give a correct solution, right? So next comes the rules. So what are the rules for writing your algorithm? The first rule is be consistent. Second, have well-defined input and output. And do not use, more importantly, do not use any syntax of any specific programming language. Okay, so you should not use any syntax of any programming language. Okay. Okay, so we can once again see what is the process in developing an algorithm. So algorithm development process. So this algorithm development process consists of 5 major steps. Step 1 is we have to describe about our project. Step 1, so obtain your description of the problem. You should know what is the problem actually, right? Steps 2, after knowing what is the problem, we should analyze the problem. Then we have to develop the algorithm. Next, we have to redefine the algorithm. Redefine the algorithm by adding more details. And the fifth step is to review the algorithm and then finally we can publish, right? So what are the algorithm development process? First we have to obtain the description of the problem, then we have to analyze the problem, and then we have to develop the high level algorithm. We can redefine it by adding more details. Finally, we have to review the algorithm before it is getting published. So what are the good qualities of an algorithm? When we say quality of an algorithm, qualities of algorithm. So your input should be precisely defined. First and foremost, your input should be, input and output also should be defined precisely. So each step should be very clear and unambiguous. So each step should be clear and unambiguous. And your algorithm should be most effective in many different ways. For what? To solve the problem. And then your algorithm should not include computer code. This was the last point which I already discussed. You should not include computer code. Instead, the algorithm should be written in such a way that it can be used in different programming languages, right? Let us see one algorithm to add two numbers which is entered by the user. So in this program, the user has to input two numbers. Okay. So for add two numbers entered by user. So for this, we'll try to write the algorithm. So first step, we have to have a starting point, right? So let us say like step 1 is starting of the algorithm. Second step, we have to declare the variables. So the question is add two numbers. Okay, so we have to add we have to have two numbers, and then it should be stored in some variable. So totally we should have three variables. So we have to declare that. Declare variables. So number 1, comma number 2, comma sum. Let us assume like this. And step 3, after declaration, what it has to do? It has to read the values of your n, right? So the next step is read value n1 and n2. After this, after reading n1 and n2, what will do? It will perform the operation, and after doing all this thing, we have to assign the result to sum. Read values n1 and n2 and assign the result to variable sum. So what is the fourth step? So we have to add n1 and n2, and you have to analyze the result. So what will be the result? Analyzing the result is to sum up. So your sum should be equal to num1 plus num2, that is number 1 plus number 2. Okay, so it is just executing it and then keeping it in the variable sum, as we have declared it here as sum. Okay, so then step 5 is you have to display the sum, and sixth step we have to stop, terminate. Okay, so next class we will discuss about pseudocode. Thank you.